I can tell you, the most rewarding career I've ever had is serving as the state legislator for the West Central Illinois area. It's a job that's immensely rewarding, but likewise, by being in the minority party and looking at the last decade of decline, I knew in my heart the only way that this state's going to get better is to have a Republican governor. So when Kirk Dillard asked me if I would consider being his running mate for lieutenant governor, I had to very much hesitate because I enjoy doing what I'm doing so much. I feel like we've worked as a team, and I've been a strong advocate for West Central Illinois, and I feel like you all have been along with me in this journey of representing West Central Illinois. So I hesitated because I was worried and concerned about who would step into the want to run for the seat for the 94th district. So I thought, who would I want to represent me? And I thought, well, it's got to be a man or a person of high integrity, a person of good qualifications, a person that understands agriculture, a person that is a social and fiscal conservative, and a person that has strong family roots and likewise a family that's going to support him in the endeavors to run for state representative. So overwhelmingly, what struck out in my mind is someone like Randy Frese had the qualifications. He has an agribusiness background, studied agriculture at West Central Illinois. He's worked in the agricultural industry. He owns part of a family farm. He is a very strong family person, a man of faith. He's very social and fiscally conservative. He filled all of what I would want to represent me and much, much more. So right away I reached out to Randy and I said, would you consider running for the House seat if I chose to run for lieutenant governor? And he had to pause and hesitate and visit with his family because he took it very seriously. And I was very grateful when he called me back and said, yes, I would consider doing that. And so I took my next step and chose to run with Senator Kirk Dillard to try to repair and fix this out of balance one-party control of this state and serve as a lieutenant governor for this state to make everything work better in the state. And I can tell you that I know Randy Frese has all the qualifications. He's been a proven public servant in Adams County. He knows what campaigns are about. His qualifications and his knowledge of West Central Illinois and the 94th District are outstanding. And so without hesitation, I know he is the right person to serve West Central Illinois and be elected as its next state representative. And so I heartily endorse his candidacy, and I wish him well, and I thank him so much for being my friend always. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Representative Tracy, and thank you all for being out here this morning. We've gone through a long winter, but I think spring is in sight, and certainly March 18th is in sight. We're closing in on it, and it's going to be a very important election. I stand here very humbly and thank Representative Tracy for her support all throughout this campaign so far, and today for her endorsement. And all the things that she said regarding my background and my conservatism, both on the fiscal side and social side. I stand here guilty of that. I am a very conservative person. I get to be more and more like my mother and father every day. And those are the kinds of values that are shared amongst the people and the voters of the 94th District, and those are the kind of values that I want to take to Springfield, Illinois, to represent them. You know, it's the candidate's job to get out and tell people why they think that he or she is the best person for the job. And, you know, we can go through the motions every single day and get in front of as many people as we possibly can, but to have someone like Representative Tracy with her stature to stand here who's done the job for the past 7 years and done it remarkably well, to say that I'm the right person for the position, it's very humbling to me. And I just thank you so very much for stepping out. And the way I was raised also is when somebody comes out publicly and puts their good name and their good reputation on the line to support you, that means I need to not only keep up the hard fight, but even perhaps redouble my efforts to make sure I don't disappoint Jill Tracy, and I certainly will not disappoint the people of the 94th District should they choose to support me. So thank you so much for coming out and supporting me in that position.
So glad.
Now, Illinois, as we stand here, finds itself into, well, we're 50th out of 50 in most of the things we want to be first in, and it's a terrible position to be in. One of the things that is going to be primary and a pillar in my campaign has been job growth. We need economic growth in this state, and we need to grow jobs. So we need to address issues like workers' comp and the high corporate taxes that our businesses pay, so that we can level the playing field for our businesses that are here in Illinois when they compete against businesses across the state lines. We also need to have a good educated farm club coming through to fill those jobs as we create this job growth. So we need to fund education properly. Currently, we're giving both of these things lip service. We say we want to grow jobs, but we don't do anything about it. We don't follow the steps that other states are taking, like our neighbor to the north, Wisconsin, who in the State of the State address just, the governor pointed out how they had a $960 million budget surplus. And what's he going to do? Going to put some away for a rainy day and give the rest back in tax breaks, which will create a more incentive to grow and to work in the state of Wisconsin. When are we going to put that practice to work in Illinois? I say we need those ideas spread throughout the legislature in Springfield, and let's give it a chance to work for Illinois. And again, education. We can't give lip service to education. We got to fund it. We budget an amount of money to send to our schools, to support our schools. We don't pay them on time, and we don't pay them the full amount that we budget. And it's terrible. They're in a crisis situation in some areas, and we need to make sure we take care of schools. And as you are so used to wonderful constituent service from all the state representatives that have represented you, from Senator Laura Kent Donahue sitting over here and currently Representative Tracy, I pledge to also continue that excellent constituent service to help you in whatever needs you have when the state of Illinois makes it complicated for you to get a license or a certification, or if you're having some issues with a certain department of the state. Please come to our office. We'll go to work for you at the state level. So with that, I would just like to say thank you all again. We're going to press forward to March 18th. Early voting, I believe, starts March 3rd. I would appreciate everyone in here to have your vote on March 18th. And also, if you would reach out and touch a neighbor, a friend, a family member, a co-worker, tell them to get out and vote, and tell them that they can cast their vote in confidence for Randy Frese for state representative. So with that, thank you for coming out. I know we're all got to get to work, and I don't want to belabor the point here, but I'll be sticking around. Anybody has any questions, I'd love to say thank you to each and every one of you individually for coming out. And thank you.